Hey, my reactors, I'm back again and I'm on chapter 30. I gotta find it, y'all. Alright, man, y'all. Hold up. What chapter 30? Okay. I'm way back. Okay. Let me see. No. I know okay. How y'all doing? Okay. Chapter 30. Don't worry, I got an idea, Chloe. Chloe and Mia were sitting on the couch in the living room, eating all Lisa Oreo cookies and drinking her milk. Having smoked two blunts back to back, their minds were calm, and they were contemplating what stuff between their jaws next. Hold up, and they were contemplating what to stuff between their jaws next. Did you notice how clear her face is now? Chloe asked. When Dr. Martin called earlier, he said she's not seeing him, but doing something else. I wonder what that is. She snapped on me when I called him. When I called him the last time she got sick, Mia started. She must be doing something right, though, because she looked good. Well, I need to find out what it is because I'm tired of having to be careful everywhere I go. We can't go out if it's too sunny. We can't be around certain odors. I'm just sick of it. What's funny is Grandma got the same shit and she looked fine, Mia said. Yeah, because she don't use soap and she ain't got no friends either because of her body odor. Mama likes to look pretty and wear perfumes and lotion. I guess that's why it's hitting her bad now. Me and you only use the basics, but after a while we might have to cut everything off too. We gonna be all right, and so is Mama. You just keep taking your medicine before. You just keep taking your medicine before. Loud screams rang out in the hallway, and Chloe, still wearing Lisa's dress, which was covered in weed hose, through the apartment door, open to see what was going on. When she looked outside, she couldn't believe her eyes. Either I died and gone to heaven, or I seen three half-naked niggas fighting in the hallway. Chloe smiled, looking at the Baker boys. Slade was the only one dressed, and the rest had on bosses and t-shirt, and it was fine with her. We must both be two dead bitches, Mia said with her mouth hung open, 'cause I see the same damn thing. The Baker boys had beaten Marky Crew so badly that all he could do was lean up against the wall and shake his head. Instead of begging his cousins to stop, he was now saying, please don't kill him. Don't kill him. They some good dudes. It's going too far now. Slade and his brother didn't hear his pleas. Things had been taken to another level, and it was entirely his fault. Two goons were able to get away after Audio Killy and Major let them go. After hearing cop sirens in the background, Slade, on the other hand, had snapped a long time ago. This was one of the things the brothers feared. There was nothing anybody could do to stop him. Slade's mind was elsewhere as he held Tornado up by his shirt and repeatedly hit him in the center of his face with a closed fist. Tornado's eyes rolled to the back of his head and his teeth cut into the flesh of his fingers, but he felt no pain. Slade thought about Knox and the fact that he hadn't heard from him in days. He thought about his cousin Devon and how he died over a beef that had nothing to do with him. The beatdown was now so brutal that the Baker boys, Marky, Chloe, and Mia, stood in the hallway in shock. Slade was mad at the world, and unfortunately Marky's goon was taking the brunt of his frustrations. The cops coming, the pudgy kid said. Slade, Killer said, putting his hands on his shoulders. Let him go, man. He didn't hear him or any other sound around him. Slade, we gotta go, man, Audio said, walking up to him. The cops are outside. He could not be stopped until Major said, what about Mama and Knox? You're going to get locked up and get her stressed out even more. Let him go, man. It's over. Hearing their names brought him back to reality, and he looked at the man who was no longer moving and released his shirt. His body dropped and his head bounced on the floor like a ball. He wiped the blood off his hand and onto his jeans. Before looking at everyone, in his right state of mind, he could finally hear the commotion outside the building. Let's go back in the house. You can't come in here, Marky said. They gonna look here first. I can't throw him off. I can throw him off. I can throw him off. That's then let's run, Audio said. There's one way in and one way out, Marky informed them. Y'all can come in here, Chloe offered. They won't know y'all are here. Mia looked at her sister and said, "What you talking about? This is not even our place." Right, so what do we care? Before Mia could dispute, the Baker boys piled into her apartment and Chloe locked the door. The moment she turned around and faced them, Audio was eyeing her. This was the first time she was in the presence of a man who she felt was her equal, and considering her violent nature, that wasn't necessarily a good thing. Slade ran up to the window, moved the blind slightly, and looked outside. The red, white, and blue sirens were flashing in so many directions it was blinding. There gotta be like 10 cops out here, he reported. Shit, why Marky make us do that? Fuck, what we gonna do now, Major asked. We came out here to wait for Knox. Now we about to get locked up? That white motherfucker from Mississippi definitely gonna find us. Now, who went too far, Slade? Audio said. I fought a few niggas in the gas station, but you beat a nigga to the plum in front of witnesses, and you talking about me? Why you speaking all wild in front of company? Slade asked, looking at the women. Sorry, man, Audio said. I lost it for a minute. I just feel like breaking Marky's jaw. Why he put us out there like that? All he had to do was let them bitches get dressed. We gonna be good, Slade said. You just gotta give me a second to think. Chloe and Mia sat on the sofa and looked up at the men. Their bodies, their faces, their presence had them feeling some type of way. I'm sorry about this, Slade said, looking at them. He stepped away from the window. We're going to leave the moment the cops bounce. Just give us a second for this to blow over. It's not a problem. We weren't doing shit anyway but getting high, Chloe offered. Y'all want anything to eat or drink? Water will be good, Audio said. Chloe jumped up and swaggered to the kitchen so he could witness the way her body wiggled and her ass bounced. He was paying close attention and could certainly go for another round of sex, despite fucking two bitches earlier and fighting in the hallway. Y'all wouldn't happen to have any men clothes in here for my brothers, would you, Slade said, asked Mia. I'm tired of looking at them like that. From the kitchen, Chloe yelled, I got some. Give me 1 second. She handed Audio a cup of water. I put extra ice in your cup since I know you like it so much, she said, reference to the meeting they had earlier at the ice machine. He winked and drank his water, his eyes on her the entire time. What's going on now, Killer asked Slade as he paced the living room floor. Outside, he pointed. The cops still there? Slade looked out the window. Yeah, them motherfuckers coming in the building now. I wonder who called them. Bro, you was outside crushing dude. The nigga was crying for his life. Anybody could have made the call, Killer said. Chloe returned to the living room with a pile of his own old clothes, which included a few pair of sweatpants and some jeans. Here y'all go. This all I could find. Hope you can fit them. Major and Killer made the selection, while Audio unknowingly frowned. Chloe immediately picked up on the reason for his dismay and said, these were my sister's ex-boyfriend clothes. It ain't even like that. He nodded and took a pair of gray sweatpants from the pile. What are y'all names, Slade said, trying to make nice so the girls wouldn't be so nervous around them. After all, 4 country niggas at one time in anybody's house could cause anybody slight disturbance. I'm Chloe, and this is my older sister, Mia. Chloe moved to shake his hand, but Slade avoided her and walked closer to the window. Okay, she said, feeling that was weird. The other brothers shook their hands, and Slade took another look outside. More cops were coming. and he could hear the sounds of walkie-talkies going off in the hallway. Although he was older than the men she usually went for, Mia, still being attracted to Slade, stood up and walked next to him. You seem like you got a lot going on in your mind. He looked at her, made a half smile, and refocused outside. I do. I don't know what happened in that hallway, but whatever it was, that nigga must deserve it for you to beat him that way. Slade didn't look at her as she stood so close to him he could feel her body heat. Mia softly touched his arm and said, "You want anything to eat?" Slade jumped back and moved towards the wall. After seeing how he was in the hole, after seeing how he was in the hole for 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 the moment, she feared for her life. "Look, I'm sorry." He swallowed and said, "I just don't like people touching me." Mia frowned. "You act like I punched you or something." "It's not like that," he shook his head. "Don't take it the wrong way. Please, it's a long story. Can I use your bathroom?" "Yeah," she said, still stung at his actions. "The guest bathroom is back there." She pointed and he walked away. Mia looked at the brothers, hoping they could tell her why he reacted that way. Audio chose to speak up first. "He don't like to be touched by women anyway." Her eyebrows rose. "So what? He's gay or something?" Audio forehead creased and yelled, "Fuck you just said about my brother?" Just as wild as him in the bark, just as wild as him in the bark department, she said, "Nigga, who the fuck you talking to?" Mia continued, Mia continued moving into him. "You in my house." Audio didn't give a fuck and was about to charge her when Major and Killer held him back. "Stop it," Chloe said, not wanting her sister to ruin her situation. "Now, Mia, you know that man ain't hardly gay. If he don't want you touching him, leave him alone." "I never heard of a man not being gay who don't want a bitch to touch him." She sat on the couch. That shit don't hardly sound natural to me." Look at who touching him," Audio said. "Maybe that's the problem right there." "Nigga, I will fuck you up in this apartment." They were about to swear off again when there was a knock at the door. Slade, who was now back in the living room, wondered if the police knew he was involved and was inside. "Don't worry, I got an idea," Chloe whispered, taking off her dress before flipping off the lights. Then she wiggled to the door and opened it halfway. She peeped out, and in a sleepy voice she said, "Yes." She rubbed her eyes and, "Can I help you?" Two white male officers were outside. One of them said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. Did we wake you?" They tried not to look at one of her titties revealed itself. "We just have a few questions about a matter that happened in the hallway not too long ago. We were wondering if you saw anything or heard anything at all out of the ordinary." "No, I was asleep." She rubbed her eyes again. "But is everything all right?" "Ma'am, do you mind putting on some clothes on so we could come in and talk?" "I don't mean to be rude, but this is my house and I was asleep." She rubbed her eyes harder for effect. "You can't come in. Now, if there's nothing else, I would really want to get back to bed." One of the officers grabbed a tiny white pad from his shirt pocket along with a pen. "Actually, there is something else. Like I said, there was an altercation earlier tonight. Do you remember hearing anything at all?" "No, the only thing I heard was you banging on my door and waking me up out of my sleep." She paused and looked into the hallway at an officer questioning Marky, "Was anybody hurt?" One of the officers cleared his throat. "Ma'am, a man was killed tonight. That's why we will appreciate a little more cooperation on your part." "A man was killed? How?" "He was beaten to death." "Now, did you hear or see anything that could be useful in this investigation?" "No, but if I do, I'll let you know." "That's all we can ask for now." He handed her a card. "Enjoy the rest of your night and be careful in there. You never know what kind of crazy you had lurking around." When she closed the door, she put the lights on and slid back into her dress. "What happened?" Mia said, walking up to her. Chloe looked at the Baker boys and said, "They said a man was killed." And that's the end of chapter 30. And I will be back with 31, and it states, You do it anyway. Might as well do it to the. You do it anyway. Might as well do it to survive forever. Bye, my reactors.